Hello there. Tonight's shave is with a soap that I've been looking forward to receiving. Uh, there's been a lot of guys on the different shave forums and the shave videos on YouTube. This is a soap that a lot of people regard very highly. It's the RazoRock XXX. Uh, and I've never used it before. I just got it in yesterday and looking forward to using it. I'll be using my Ever Ready 500 PBT 500 PBT Pure Badger brush. Lovely vintage brush. I've said before they call this a Pure Badger. I think if it was in a knot today, in a brush today, they'd be calling it a higher than Pure Badger. It's just a wonderfully soft and a wonderful brush. And I'll be using my Oxford razor, Germania Cutlery, with the Birdseye Maple scales, 5/8. It's a muted square point. And I've had the RazoRock soak in here. People have described this scent in all kind of ways. To me, they've said perfumey and lemon, and I don't get any of that. Off the puck, this smells pretty much like soap, which to me, that's not a knock. One of my favorite soaps is Mitchell's Wool Fat. It smells like soap. I like that. And so the Sterling Spice also is a favorite of mine. And to me, it doesn't smell anything like Old Spice. It just smells like soap. And I love that. So let me shake the water off my brush here and start loading. So that's not a problem. Actually, that would almost be considered, well, it would be for me, considered a plus, because I love mildly scented, clean, soapy smells are the bomb for me. So this is whipping into a wonderful, well, I think there's enough in that brush right now. Let me transfer what I've got to the bowl. I think there's enough there to make a nice lather. Give that a shot. This is the tallow-based formula. Got it from Maggard Razors. That's a company that I would recommend. I don't do like endorsements, but if I were to do something like that, I would definitely endorse Maggard Razors. I need just a tiny little bit more water. Whoa, got a little too much water in there, so I may have to go back to the puck. We shall see. But anyway, Maggard's they're just a wonderful company, an awesome company. And actually, let me see. That might be all right, just like it is. Even though I got just a little bit too much water in it. Let me whip it just a little bit more, just in case. A lot of times I've found that if you whip a soap, if you get too much water in it, if you just hit it a little bit longer than you normally would, and I've got some of this on the brush, and it's so slick that it's making it really, really difficult to hang on to the brush. That's a good thing. This is building a ton of lather. Of course, I put a lot of water in it, but I mean, Again, just a soapy kind of scent that let me wash my hands off here and get my face wet. Probably don't need any more moisture than is already there. We're going to see anyway. Okay, I made the lather just a tad bit thin for my liking, but it's got a wonderful feel. I don't know if you can see it on the camera. My camera on my laptop, which is what I'm using, is notoriously not very good at all, but the lather's got a wonderful sheen to it. Let me dry my hands. Alright. Lather feels wonderful on the face. What I normally do before I stretch, I've taken the habit of straightening out my sideburns there. Now, I'll begin to stretch my skin. Lovely. The scent is there. It's definitely present. But not overpowering. And sometimes a scent on a shave soap will kind of bloom on your face after you lather it. And you'll begin to pick up different parts of the scent profile that weren't readily apparent in the beginning. This does not so far seem to be doing that. I still get just a nice, clean, soapy kind of scent. Lovely. So yeah, first pass. Let me dry my hands. Well, let me lather first, and then I'll dry my hands because I've got to touch this brush. And it is wet. So lovely. That's a wonderful lather there. I did add just a bit, too much water to it, but the fact that this soap stands up to that, you don't realize I poured almost a quarter cup of water in that bowl by accident. I poured, well, I wouldn't say a quarter cup of water, maybe a couple of tablespoons is about probably a bit more appropriate. Getting a little carried away there, but a couple of tablespoons of water in that bowl by accident, and this lather, I still look what I got. I mean, you can't really. It's hard to fault that. Lovely lather. Let me get some some alum on my fingers. So when you get a soap, in my opinion, that is that forgiving, when it comes to something like a water ratio, that's wonderful. That means that someone who is not familiar with wet shaving that much, a beginner, could probably lather this soap with absolutely no trouble. And get a good quality lather from it. I learned something about my chin. The other day. I was going. I got with my chin. If you look, you can see that what that does is it makes my skin uneven and kind of cruddery. I've learned to jut my chin out, and that's helping me to avoid when I do cross the grain, getting a bunch of nicks. That was a nemesis for me, as I kept getting a heck of a lot of nicks on the tip of my chin area, and that was the reason. Was the contortion I was making with that chin. I needed to find another way to do it. I can tell you that I'm getting a really close shave. I skipped shaving last night. I was just really tired, and I said, the heck with it. Now look, lots of water in that lather, but yet it's not faded any. Anyway, I didn't shave last night. said to heck with it. I was too tired. So to get that smooth of a chin, usually I need to do touch-ups. On my chin because it doesn't get as smooth. I don't think I'm going to need any touch-up today. That's a, let me get this little divot. That's a wonderful testament to this soap. Actually, I really think that a lot of times a soap can make a difference. If the glide is there, the cushion is there, you can get a closer shave with it. Easier than if you were using a soap that had less of those characteristics. Still a lovely, clean, soapy scent. That's how I would describe this. I don't smell perfume. Matter of fact, I don't know if I said it already, but this stuff smells just like a soap that I used to use. I don't know what it was because I can't remember. It's been a long time, but it has a scent that I am incredibly familiar with. Still working on that chin, getting better and better. I will get that nice and smooth and effortless. Almost got that ear. Almost. But you know what they say about almost, don't you? Only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. We'll get that. Maybe. When you get things like that, you really have to be very careful. You dig in the wrong way, you move the razor the wrong way. And you'll get yourself a really nice cut. So, but it's coming along. I will see improvement as I keep at it. That was a lovely shave. Very smooth. Very smooth. Very smooth shave. Still nice and slick on my face. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this lather. But there it is. And I'm going to play with it, and yeah. See, this is, to me, when you take the lather and you put it in your hands like this and you rub it together, and it feels like there's a cushion of air between your hands. Love that. Wonderful. I don't know, I've had people say all that. I've heard people knock RazoRock. Oh, it's just an okay soap or whatever. You know what? To each his own, and you know, I've not tried the $1 million soaps out there. You know, the big daddies, the highly expensive soaps, or the soaps that people consider to be elite, but it's really hard to ask for much more cushion than something like that. When you put that lather between your hands and you go like this, and you can't even feel your hands touching each other because there's a cushion of air, like an air mattress between your fingers, buddy, that's cushion. Sorry, but it is, and I don't care what anybody says. You know, the proof's in the pudding. You know, and I've got one of the closest shaves of my life. I could have stopped on the second pass if I wanted to. Gonna top that off with some Gillette Cool Wave. Don't need any menthol or anything like that. Lovely. Very, very little burn. So yeah, RazoRock XXX. It's a wonderful soap. It's got a nice, clean, soapy feel. Wonderful cushion. Plenty slick. Really hard to ask for anything more than that in a shaving soap. All right, God bless you. Thanks for sharing the shave with me, and I'll see you next time.